A Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of modern gadgetry. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote and the windows are powered by the strength of your left arm? Your monthly payment is zero, and it'll stay that way. Because with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. She may not be pretty, but she's all yours. That's Napa know-how.
Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good evening, folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to another edition of True Conservative Radio. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. It has been some time, once again, since I've conducted a broadcast here on the Blog Talk Radio Network. I can see we already have a variety of different listeners already tuning in with us in the chat room, and I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me live. And if you happen to be tuning in with me in the archive, folks, please bookmark the official website of the True Conservative Radio program, and that's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And on top of which, folks, the best way to figure out when I'm going to have these sporadic broadcasts is to follow me on Twitter. So please don't forget to follow me on Twitter, and that Twitter name is Ghost Politics. All one word, no underscores, twitter.com/Ghost Politics. And since I'm already going ahead and plugging everything, I might as well go ahead and plug the blog, folks. So please bookmark the blog while you're at it, ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. Anyway, now that we've gotten all that plugging out of the way, I want to thank you very much for your patronage. Before I get into the crux of the show, I wanted to share with you how tickled I was to do a Google search on my own little True Conservative Radio program name, and did a Google search about True Conservative Radio Ghost. I did all those ridiculous little Google searches. And in the process of searching, keywords like True Conservative Radio, searching keywords like True Conservative Radio Ghost and that sort of thing, I found a variety of different blogs, and, there's a whole bunch of YouTube videos taking clips of past shows that I've done in the past, and they're actually mashing them all together and, trying to make a fool, if you want my personal opinion, they're trying to make a fool out of yours truly. But I think it's slapping them upside their fat jelly asses once again. And it's nothing but liberal propaganda, nothing but liberal agitation. And, I really don't give two rats' asses. But one of the YouTube videos that I found that posted a previous broadcast of the True Conservative Radio program, in the description of the YouTube video, it actually describes yours truly. And, I'm tickled by this. I mean, I literally want to just laugh my tail off. I want to, gut-wrench laughing. But in one of these little YouTube videos that they posted up about me, in the description, they described me as an underground conservative radio host. I mean, can you believe this garbage? I mean, I'm an underground conservative radio host now, for Christ's sake. I mean, never in my lifetime, folks, and I've been on this earth a good bit of years, never in my lifetime did I ever think that my conservative principles, my conservative ideology, my undying loyalty to the Constitution is going to somehow be construed by those or interpreted by those as underground, as if this is some sort of new phenomena. As if I'm some sort of leftist revolutionary of some sort. And I think it's ridiculous. And I can't believe that all I'm doing, folks, is trying to reemphasize the America that we used to know and trying to reestablish the America that we used to live in. And lo and behold, I'm the bad guy. I'm the big bad wolf. I'm the, supposed agitator and the big bad man that's, I've been accused of spewing hate, which is just ridiculous. I've been accused of spewing, sensationalistic material, which is also just as ridiculous. And all I'm doing is putting out facts, and anyone who wants to dispute the facts that I deliver on this program, I challenge you to give me a call. All the time, give me a call, and I will be more than happy to make you look like a mental midget on the debating table. The bottom line is, folks, is that, before I get off on this tirade about, something else that has nothing to do with tonight's program, I just wanted to say that not only am I tickled a little bit for being construed as some sort of underground conservative radio host, but I think it's rather ridiculous if you really look at the context of it all and you realize that principles that emphasize some sort of moral integrity, principles that emphasize constitutional republicanism, principles that emphasize, principles that we used to not only believe in, but we used to fight and die for every damn day out in the damn war field. But now I don't know what we've turned into, folks, and that's why I conduct these broadcasts. Anyway, I don't know, if you want to construe me as an underground conservative radio host, I think it's ridiculous. I'm a true conservative. All I'm doing is trying to relay some commentary to the folks out there in hopes of sparking synapses in the general public so it may inspire them to go out there and participate in this government, in the American government that was made by the people and for the people. But once again, folks, if the people fall asleep at the wheel, we are seeing the very consequence of those actions, and I say it over and over and over again. But it seems that all my words within the past 3 years that I've conducted this broadcast has fallen on deaf ears. It seems to me that it's just going into one ear and out the other. People are hypnotized and star-fetished by this little hypnotic little box that we call the television set. And whatever some talking head says on the television set, well, that's going to be the talking point of every single little imbecile that attempts to try to facilitate any kind of political debate in America. And that's realism right there. That's America. Anyway, folks, before I get off on any kind of tirade, I want to go into the first subject matter of this program. I know that it's already been about a week or so since the great announcement that President Barack Hussein Obama has won the Nobel Peace Prize. And now you've got a whole variety of different people, tripping over their long hair about all this crap because, well, frankly, folks, I don't know about you, but, Barack Hussein Obama hasn't won. He hasn't done a damn thing. I mean, does anyone understand why he was awarded this supposed world standard, this globally prestigious award about peace? Can somebody explain? I mean, we're giving away peace prizes to people who think about doing good things. I mean, is this how simplistic our minds have gotten? I know that Americans, or at least the majority of American people, are pretty much dumbfounded. I mean, these are the same people that bought the pet rock, for heaven's sake. But now it's infected, this mass amount of ignorance has infected the international community that they give this supposed prestigious award for peace to Barack Hussein Obama for thinking about having a good idea, for thinking about going out and, somehow diplomatically orchestrating some sort of international peace. And I don't know about you folks, but we're having destabilization that yours truly prognosticated 2 years ago that was about to happen. And for all you critical ass clowns that are critical of me, go back in that damn archive and look at the dates, look at the times. I prognosticated all this nonsense. And did it take a brain scientist to prognosticate these things? No, it doesn't. It takes a student of history. It takes a student of political science, social sciences, somebody who's a keen observer of modern times, of present day. This is why I make these prognostications on a consistent basis, folks. And for all you folks that listen to me on a habitual basis, you know what I'm talking about. Now, not to get off the subject, let me get back to this Nobel Peace Prize garbage. Let's talk a little bit about the Nobel Foundation, all right? Now, for all you folks that, had to rub one out every time they named the Nobel Peace Prize winners and, put these supposed, ridiculous imbeciles that are nothing more than, globally pampered, non-government NGO-induced garbage, excuse me, you get tongue-twisted when you talk about bureaucracy, and you know me, folks, I hate bureaucracy. But you got this Nobel Foundation that somehow developed itself some sort of global prestige. And lo and behold, annually they delve out these ridiculous little awards. And if you happen to get one, you're supposed to be, I don't know, holier than thou or some crap. But folks, I really don't like the person who that foundation is named after. And who is that foundation named after, folks? Well, none other than Alfred Nobel. Yeah, Alfred Nobel. Now, folks, for all you idiots out here in America, I know that y'all are tickling your ass cracks, looking for the latest person that won American Idol. Y'all are more worried about, John and Kate and their little stupid divorce and whether or not that, imbecile took whatever dollars from whatever bank account. I know y'all are so fixated on that. But how did Alfred Nobel make his fortune? How did he accumulate his fortune? Can somebody explain this to me? How did Alfred Nobel make his money? Why does this moron even have his name for the most supposed globally recognized Peace Prize? Peace means non-warfare, like no disputes. Like we sat around and we talked about it, we shook hands instead of going out to war. That's what peace is. That means no conflict, all right? Now, for all you folks that don't know who Alfred Nobel is, this is the same idiot, all right? This is the moron that we're giving out peace prizes in his name, right? Oh, you're going to get the Nobel Peace Prize because you are the most peaceful man on earth. The same moron that we're giving peace prizes for is the idiot who invented dynamite! This moron invented dynamite! He blew up half the goddamn world, and this idiot is giving out peace prizes! Now, is it no surprise that we have this miraculous award going to President Barack Obama when, with all due respect, Mr. President, you've done really nothing other than bail out a bunch of Wall Street bankers and maybe kick back a few crumbs to all the morons that are collecting entitlements. And you have left the middle class, you have left the working person in America high and dry there. And I don't understand this. But once you, research what the hell this ridiculous Nobel Foundation is founded upon, you'll begin to realize that it's a bunch of malarkey, all right? It's a bunch of crap. Alfred Nobel invented dynamite, made his fortune on it, folks. Why do you think that the Nobel Foundation is even in existence? Because he left all the fortune that he accumulated blowing up half the world, or being responsible for blowing up half the world, and he left it to his foundation so he can, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to leave it to the Nobel Foundation so that we can find global peace, even though I made my fortune on blowing up half the world with landmines and C4 explosives and, bombs and, all the other malarkey that went along with the invention of dynamite. I want to leave my entire fortune to the Nobel Foundation so that we can figure out how to get peace in the world. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I hate to be facetious about it, but, with all due respect, I mean, are we surprised that the Nobel Foundation gave President Barack Obama the Nobel Peace Prize for thinking about doing something good? I mean, do you understand? I mean, are we surprised? The very foundation of the Nobel little pissing ground organization that gives out this little prestigious award is based on a contradiction, all right? It is based on a contradiction. How can someone who invented dynamite have the name on a peace prize, a globally recognized peace prize? I mean, can somebody explain this to me? Nobody, this is what I'm telling you about people in America and people in the world. We've just gone stupid. We've gone completely pathetic. We just have stopped asking questions. We have stopped learning. We've stopped reading. Whatever the boob tube tells us, that's law. And for the past, 30, 40, 50 years, they've been broadcasting every year the Nobel Peace Prize Award winner. We've got the Nobel Peace Prize Award winner. And no one has ever asked, well, first of all, who in the hell is Nobel, and why is his name correlated with a globally prestigious peace prize? Nobody asked those kinds of questions, but lo and behold, Alfred Nobel, the man who the Peace Prize bears his name, invented dynamite and blew up half the damn world, and the foundation has the audacity to sit here and try to dictate peace through its little ridiculous supposed global prestige. Let me tell you something. I take a dirty diarrhea crap on the Nobel Foundation. I take a dirty diarrhea crap on the Nobel Peace Prize. It means absolutely nothing. And I think that the ridiculousness of this whole award going to Barack Obama before he's even done something to be accorded the award. He was given this award just by thinking about doing something. And I think it's ridiculous. And I think anybody who puts this ridiculous award on any kind of prestigious pedestal within their realm of consciousness, you obviously are probably the same morons that are going out buying the pet rock. I mean, with all due respect, all right? So, I don't want to get off on this Nobel Peace Prize too much. I mean, it didn't surprise me that this ridiculous international foundation gave this award to President Barack Hussein Obama, even though he just had a thought about doing something good, never actually implemented those thoughts into action. Never really, he's never really diplomatically orchestrated peace within the international community. In North Korea's thumbing their nose in our faces. You've got Al-Qaeda ready to overthrow Pakistan. You've got the Taliban establishing legitimacy in Afghanistan. You've got the leftist fervor that's running rampant all over South America. You've got the precarious situation that's happening within the Sino-Asian region. I hope that didn't give away my age, but you've got all kinds of destabilization all over the entire globe. And yet the supposed internationally prestigious Nobel Peace Award was given to Barack Obama, our president, because he thought about doing something good. And it doesn't surprise me, so I don't know why everybody's all pissed off about it. You've got those on the right, literally laying a hot tamale egg because they can't believe that this award was given to Barack Obama. But, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, do you understand? Do you understand that the award itself is a contradiction? That Nobel, Alfred Nobel, invented dynamite. He's responsible for more than half of the devastation that's happened on this earth that has been inflicted based upon his invention of dynamite. And this ridiculous foundation is trying to put Alfred Nobel's name on such a prestigious level that they think they can dictate peace or dictate the terms of peace or dictate the ideology of peace. Absolutely not. Piss off, Nobel Foundation. We don't need you. We don't want you. And frankly, I don't really give a crap if I ever hear from you stupid, dumb little fruit bowls again. And that's all there is to it about that. I don't want to. I think I've given that too much time, if you want my personal opinion. Anyway, we're going to segue into something else. I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. Something happened today that hasn't happened in an extremely long time. And that, of course, was the Dow Jones Industrials hitting 10,000 once again. Oh, yay! Yay! Hey, are you happy that the Dow Jones Industrials hit 10,000 today? Huh? Even though we're hitting 10% unemployment, if you want the truth be told, it's a hell of a lot higher than that. But 10% unemployment based on the numbers that the government's given us. Based upon all the declines in retail and all the service industries that basically are the foundation of our economy. But hey, the Dow Jones Industrials hit 10,000, so let's go give it a round of applause, everybody. Come on, give it a round of applause. Yeah, give it a round of applause. Dow Jones Industrials are 10,000, even though, you know, most of the working class, the working American people, are suffering their tails off. Meanwhile, they're getting taxed to death so they can pay for the losers in society that are getting fat in the ass. Welcome to America, folks. I mean, do we really care that the Dow Jones Industrials hit 10,000? I mean, honestly, folks, I don't give two rat's asses about the damn Dow Jones Industrial. Do you mean, let me explain something to you. The Dow Jones Industrials is only 36 or maybe a little bit more than that, but it's like 36 or something, 30 some odd companies. That's it. That's what comprises the Dow Jones Industrials. So you mean to tell me that these 36 companies comprise the crux of the economic generation of American production? Absolutely not. So whenever you hear these talking heads on the mainstream boob tube media, you know, telling you to rub one out because, oh, look, it's Dow Jones 10,000, we're back. And, you know, lo and behold, they're trying to, you know, give you all this economic fervor or this economic ego that everything's okay, that you can go out and spend your tail off out there right before Christmas. Isn't that right? We got Ben Bernanke in the Federal Reserve basically saying that the recession's almost over. You've got analysts saying that, you know, they've even given numbers to it, that it's 80% over and that sort of thing. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, Dow Jones Industrials hits 10,000 and we're supposed to be creaming our pants? I mean, doesn't anybody realize that we're in some economic precarious times and we need to readjust our mode of production? And what the hell does that mean, mode of production? That means we need to readjust how we manufacture goods and distribute commerce. Because the current situation that we're in, folks, we are consuming more than we produce. Now, for all you folks that have been listening to me for a long period of time, I'm sure you're rolling your eyes to the back of your head because I've said this a lot. But once again, folks, it bears repeating because people just don't seem to grasp the enormity of this particular problem. We consume more than we produce. And on top of which, our economy is based on service industry-oriented jobs. We don't produce a damn thing any longer. All right, and what's unfortunate, folks, is that the only thing that the current administration and the current liberal regime is doing in an attempt to remedy this current situation is not only to throw more money at the losers, all right? And, you know, I'm talking about all these idiots collecting entitlements and, you know, all these ass clowns that are, you know, collecting housing voucher programs and are moving to your neighborhood I'm not just talking about. I'm talking about the whole encompassing idea. And it just, I'm sorry, folks. I'm thrown off track because I'm just so disgusted. I'm looking at people here in the chat room, and I'm sure they're just as disgusted as I am, folks. I mean, we're in precarious times. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. I've described what America should do at this point in time. We should be re-educating our populace. I mean, that's first and foremost. I don't know if you think that we are going to somehow be able to be competitors with places like China and India when the majority of our populace are dumber than a bag of wet mice. I mean, the majority of American people, and I know that there's a lot of people that don't like to hear that. They don't like to hear the fact that, we're dumbasses. I mean, frankly. I mean, I don't know how else. I don't know how else to sugarcoat it. I don't know how else to pussy pamper it, but folks, we're stupid. And the reason I say we're stupid is because we are supposed to have a government ran for the people and by the people. But folks, the people fell asleep at the wheel. We fell asleep at the wheel, and now that people want to become politically active, now that people want to be a part of the system, they are ignorant on how to participate in it properly. I mean, you look at the oppositions, look at the individuals that are out here protesting, and look at for what reasons they're protesting. I mean, this healthcare debate, I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, have you seen the town hall garbage that has been crapped out of American pop culture because they think they're getting politically active? I mean, this is what I've said on a consistent basis, folks. We need to re-educate our populace, and I've been one who has insisted upon just completely ridding the whole idea of public education, because all it's done has been a propaganda machine for bureaucrats that have infiltrated the bureaucratic system of public education. We need to just go ahead and scrap the whole idea and make it completely privatized and just ration out a couple of $3,000 a year and mandate that every child must be attending a school based upon those $3,000 given each year for every child. It would cost us a hell of a lot less if we did that, as opposed to paying $36,000 a year for every child that's going to public education today and being an absolute dumbass. I mean, to get back on this town hall meeting, folks, I mean, these town hall meetings for health care, it's just meaningless. You got these, morons that actually believe, and I'm talking about those on the left, they actually believe that there's going to be some sort of universal health care system. That, this idea of a public option, which, of course, none of them have actually read the whole idea or the proposed idea. But they actually equate this talking point, these key words that are public option. Those are the key words there. Public option. They equate that with universal health care. That's right, they equate that with universal health care. They actually believe that they're going to be taken care of until, they're 100 years old if they somehow get this universal health care situation going their way with this idea of the public option. I mean, that's what these idiots are thinking. And then you've got the other morons, with all due respect to the individuals on the other side, which are the right, which are these individuals that call themselves the teabags, or the teabag party. These individuals are actually fighting for the insurance companies. I mean, that's just as idiotic as these morons fighting for the public option. I mean, don't you realize that, why in the hell are you going to get pissed off? Why are you going to go out there and make jackasses out of yourself? And I'm talking to the Tea Party. I'm talking to the people on the right that are protesting this public option. How are you going to sit there and say that you don't want the public option and the only other alternative that you could come up with is to keep the current insurance-based medical system that has infected this ridiculous healthcare epidemic, this whole healthcare debate? I mean, how can you, honestly, folks, I mean, if you happen to be one of these teabaggers that were out here at these town halls making a ruckus. Just think about that for a second. You're actually fighting, you're actually protesting for the damn insurance companies that shouldn't even be relevant in this debate. I mean, they shouldn't even be in existence. And you see, therein is the problem, folks. And we've talked about this healthcare situation. If you want to hear about my thoughts about it, go back to the archive, folks. But for you people that are fighting for the insurance companies, you people are just as idiotic as those that are fighting for the public option. And this is how idiotic America has gotten. This is how stupid America has gotten. And this is what gets me angry, damn it! This is what makes me want to scream! This is what makes me want to break something! Because I can't believe that America's this stupid! Because don't you understand, folks, that America was the one that created this whole idea of economic opportunity. We are the ones that created the idea of global capitalism, of manufacturing. We are the bastions of those things. And now look at us. We look like the bastards of those things now, folks. And we have no shame. We have no pity. We continue on and think that somewhere, somehow, either Big Brother government or some miraculous, magical wizardry miracle is going to happen, and we're all going to end up with white picket fences. We're all going to end up with two-story houses. We're all going to end up with a Cadillac on our driveway. And it's not going to happen, damn it. It's not going to happen with these economic realities that are staring us in the face, and you folks don't want to admit it. The American people don't want to admit it. The baby boomers don't want to admit it. Nobody wants to admit this crap, and it makes me sick because you people are selling out your damn children. Let me repeat that again, you morons. You're selling out your damn children, and you don't care. You don't care one bit. You're selling out your children. You're selling out your grandchildren, and you don't care. That makes me sick. You people are selling out your children, you're selling out your grandchildren, and you people don't care! That's what pisses me off! That's what fills my veins with piss and fury! Because you people can continue having your little pathetic lives. You people can continue on and consuming like ridiculous lab rats running to food pellets. You people can continue on, and you won't participate in this government. You won't go out there and educate yourself properly. You won't get yourself knowledgeable about this system, this great system, this constitutional republic that our forefathers built for you, that built for me, and you took advantage of it. You people took advantage of it. That's why I'm upset, folks. That's why I come up on here on a consistent basis and try to do these broadcasts. I attempt to go out and spark synapses in the minds of those that want to sit here and not look at the periphery. They want to put blinders on. They want to act like they're colorblind. They want to act like something that is there isn't there. And let me tell you something, folks. Let me tell you something. I am not going to sit here and go quietly in that good night, folks. I've been here for going on 3 years trying to spark the synapses of those in America, trying to spark the synapses in the minds of those that actually have some sort of intellectual curiosity. I have been trying to spark the synapses of those that are attempting to try to look past all the leftist propaganda and that are realizing that our problems aren't as bad as we think they are. It's only a propaganda ploy by the leftists trying to implement scarcity, and they're trying to implement struggle. Because scarcity and struggle is the basis of leftist principles. They are the basis of leftist ideology. They are the basis of communism and socialism. And let me tell you something, folks, the sooner that you realize that through your thick heads, the better you will realize how great we actually have it in present-day America, but we're about to lose it. We're relinquishing it. We're on our knees begging for this implementation, this transition into communism, into socialism. I don't even know what you want to call it. But you people are begging. You're on your knees because you threw yourself into debts you couldn't pay for. You had yourself children that you couldn't afford. And now everything is imploding around you. The credit bubble has bursted upon you. The foreclosures happened. The repossessions have happened. And you're wondering how in the hell are you going to continue on without your materialism, without your car, without your house. I can't live like everyone else used to live out here. I got to live with some sort of materialistic worth. And who are these people looking to, folks? They're looking to the government. They are looking to, can I please hand out my stimulus package check, my housing voucher check? Oh, can I have my free cell phone service? Can give me a break. Give me a break, folks. Anyway, anyway, we're supposed to be talking about the Dow Jones hitting 10,000, but I really could give a rat's ass, all right? I could really give a rat's ass about 36 companies hitting 10,000 in their combined index. I could care less, all right? Piss off. All right, I'm a business owner, damn it. I'm on the trenches out here. I am a member of my Chamber of Commerce, and I am seeing mom-and-pop shops folding because they cannot compete with these conglomerates that are pricing goods below wholesale price with the intention of taking out the American independent businessman, the American independent businesswoman, and all we are doing is accepting it and allowing it to happen, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Anyway, folks, I want to go ahead and segue from that, and I want to talk a little bit about the race relations debate that we had about several shows back. And the only reason that I'm adding an addendum, I'm kind of adding an addendum to this whole race relations debate is because I have been absolutely bombarded with emails saying that I am some kind of a racist, that I'm some sort of a grand dragon, that I'm some sort of a damn, three-tooth, chaw-chewing, trailer park living redneck that, attends Klan rallies or something of that nature. And, folks, let me tell you something. That is far, far from the truth, all right? It really makes me disgustingly sick to see that because one criticizes, a certain principle, a certain ideology that has taken place within our political debating system. And what do I mean by that? I'm saying that in today's political debating table, if one criticizes those in the left, if one criticizes the current administration, one is stamped with the horrific taboo label of being a racist. This is what's happening here. If you happen to be critical of anything that the left does at this point in time, if you happen to be against this supposed public option health care garbage, you are pegged a racist. And you see, I'm simply in those previous episodes that I've checked out the numbers. They have went across the internet like wildfire. But in the process, I've taken a lot of heat from folks who are claiming that I'm a damn racist Grand Dragon Klan member or something. Folks, I have strongly recommended, and I will strongly recommend now, that everyone please read the autobiography of Malcolm X as told to by Alex Haley. Now, and it's one of the most unbelievable works, and when I mean by unbelievable work, I'm talking about it gives an actual insight to the black strife in America, actual insight to why one would become a black separatist, why one would, be driven to, such the extremist ideas that Malcolm X was driven to. And then at the end of his life, when he realized that he didn't want to be a black separatist anymore and black separatism wasn't the way to go, his own African-American community killed him. And I made that clear observation. That's why nobody in the African-American community wants to talk about Malcolm X. And I hate to say African-American community because that's a liberal, condescending term, So I'm going to say everyone in the black community. They don't want to talk about Malcolm X because it's a, horrific staple within the black community. I think that what Malcolm X stood for, and one of its key principles that everyone should take from Malcolm X, and I'm talking about the African American or black folks, all right? I think that you need to take what Malcolm X said, and he said what you need to do is identify the contradictions within ourselves. And that's exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted the black community to identify the contradictions within itself. That's why Malcolm X didn't drink. That's why Malcolm X didn't smoke. That's why he didn't philander around like some, imbecile he thinks he's about to have his pecker chopped off. I mean, this man had moral integrity and that sort of thing. And then Malcolm X said once the black community identifies the internal contradictions within itself, it is then that they can demand black separatism, whatever it is that the black community is wanting in general. And you see, nobody wants to remember that, Nobody wants to remember that. They just want to remember the black separatist part of Malcolm X. That's what makes me, laugh about, some of these supposed black intellectuals. They try to sit here and they, and what I mean by black intellectuals, I'm talking about those that claim to be experts in African American studies, these liberal classes, like African American studies, African American strife, Mexican American studies, Mexican American strife, all this garbage. But they claim, all this, strife, and they claim all this malarkey, but with all due respect, folks, all right, with all due respect, these individuals fail to identify with leaders who understand that the only way one is going to be able to, put themselves in a spotlight within the political system is to identify all their contradictions within themselves and to be able to rectify those contradictions and then be able to implement their political idealism. Now, in the last show, folks, when I was critical of the African American or black community, I was saying that that's what the black community needs to do at this present time. They're trying to utilize the race card, and this is going to be the last race card, unfortunately, they're ever going to be able to play because they're inserting it into the realm of political debate, which means if you happen to criticize the current administration or you criticize the current liberal regime, you're a racist bastard. But you see, folks, there's no reason for anyone to cry racism in America any longer. And that was my point in the last broadcast. The last broadcast, I said that the reason that people cannot cry racism is because we have hate crime bills. We've got civil rights acts, all right? We've got all these, laws that are in place to protect those that would otherwise be hated based on racial identification or sexual orientation. So for anyone to sit here and continue to cry racism or anyone to sit here and cry any of these ideas, they're just crying it because they think it will get them further in life because nobody wants to deal with somebody that cries racism. I mean, let's be honest. And lo and behold, I'm getting all kinds of emails that I'm a bad guy, that I'm a racist, that I'm a bastard, and all this other malarkey, because I am asking and I am extending my hand to the black community and say, look, what you need to do, black community, is identify your internal contradictions. Now, I posted a post on my blog at ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. All right, ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. I posted a post of a judge, she's a television judge, and if you happen to be listening to the show, you know who I'm talking about. And I'm talking about Judge Lynn Toler. All right? Judge Lynn Toler is a TV show judge. She's an African American. If you read her story, it's just an unbelievable story. Judge Lynn Toler basically tells it how it is, and I posted a clip of Lynn Toler telling fellow black individuals within her community that they are basically perpetuating a chasm within their community, and they are completely oblivious to it. And I thought that it couldn't have been said any more eloquently from within the black community than from that little tirade that Judge Lynn Toler said during that episode. Now, for you folks that are curious of what I'm talking about, please go to the blog at ghostpolitics.blogspot.com and go down to the Judge Lynn Toler post. But the only reason I say this is because you see individuals like Judge Lynn Toler who are very critical within their own community, that are very critical of those that are within her own community, and basically identify and expose the contradictions within her own community. These individuals take less precedence. And what do I mean by that? I mean, you don't see Judge Lynn Toler on BET. You don't see her on BET, but who do you see on black entertainment television? Oh, you see that stupid half a drag queen bimbo named Wendy Williams. Oh, you'll see, Queen Latifah, and you'll see all these, ridiculous characters that are identified with the social demographic of hip-hop black community, and that identify with the, poverty pimp talking points that have given Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson extended amounts of careers. But when you have somebody like Judge Lynn Toler, who basically tells, the black community how it is, she's completely overlooked. They even criticized dumbass Bill Cosby because he was critical within his own African-American community and told his black community that, hey, you need to stop impregnating yourselves. You need to stop sagging your pants. You need to stop acting like a bunch of, ridiculous hip-hop culture-induced buffooneries and actually do something with yourself. And once, Bill Cosby suggested this notion to those in his black community, he was chastised as some sort of an Uncle Tom or something. I'm serious. He was chastised as if he was a damn Uncle Tom or, one of the slaves working in the house or something. And it's disgusting. It's just ridiculous. So, folks, right? Who cares? If you've got the skills to pay the bills, it's the racist bastard's loss if they don't hire you. It's the racist bastard's loss if they don't pay you accordingly. Do you understand that we've enacted laws that prohibit individuals from inflicting any violent acts based upon racial hatred or sexual orientation hatred? Do you understand that we have the Civil Rights Act that is accorded to those that are minorities within the American system? So this race debate doesn't fly any longer. And this is what I'm trying to get across to those that are out there feeling any kind of guilt. That, look at, the poor people out there, all this malarkey, there was a story out of Detroit, Michigan. Obama and the stimulus money was able to accord the state of Michigan so many some odd dollars so that they can dispense 3,500 families in the Detroit area assistance or free money, free government tax-paying money. So the word went out there in Detroit, and they said, hey, look, anyone within the area that needs assistance out here, please come on down. We've got 3,500 different slots that families can go into, which means they only had, enough money to give 3,500 people or 3,500 families. And when they put the word out, 35,000 people showed up to this goddamn giveaway. And they damn near had a riot because these people were acting as though they were obligated. They were acting as though they were entitled. I mean, you should have heard these idiots, and if you haven't heard it, please go to your nearest news portal site or video site and take a look at this ridiculous spectacle that happened in Detroit. I mean, 35,000 people attended this ridiculous garbage with their hands out. And you see, folks, this is what America has turned into. This is my point. And you see, because I'm critical of Detroit, I'm sure some poverty pimp like Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson, if it gave him FaceTime on one of the latest networks, would say that I'm a racist prick. They'll make the claim that I'm racist because the majority of the individuals that attended that 35,000 entitlement giveaway were mostly minorities. All right, and I'm not trying to be a racist bastard here, but I mean a lot of them were black people. Now, my criticism is if you want to keep up the race debate, you want to keep up this idea that this and that, the race card and all this malarkey. Well, why don't the successful black Americans in America, like Oprah Winfrey, or the individual who created Black Entertainment Network, and I don't mean to pick on them specifically, but I'm talking about the general black community, the general wealth establishment, the general black elites in America. Why aren't they helping those people in Detroit? Huh? I mean, why aren't they helping those individuals? Because they understand, folks, that in America it's not about black or white. It's about opportunity. It's about being successful. It's about one's individual's accomplishments. That's why you don't have Oprah out here, handing out turkeys in the back of some stupid U-Haul somewhere, all right? I mean, that's why you don't have, any of these black elites out here, rationing out any kind of help. I mean, I saw Russell Simmons the other day, and Russell Simmons happens to be the guy who made Def Jam Records, he's one of the key mouthpieces that capitalized all this gangster rap crap. You would think that this individual would, kick back to the African American or black community, given the fact that, he was an agitator, during the 90s when it came to black unity and black identification, and they were wearing the necklace with the African continent, pasted onto it, And lo and behold, instead of giving back to his African American or black communities, he's getting golden toilets, at his estate out there in New York. He's out here getting himself, some Polynesian slut bag, and and giving her everything she wants out here. And lo and behold, I think they got a divorce, and now he's got to pay her alimony. But I don't know that for sure. And I saw him on a commercial. I saw that stupid little mug of his and that stupid lisp of Russell Simmons saying, "Hi, I'm Russell Simmons, and I'm here today to talk to you about..." And, I almost felt proud of Russell Simmons for a second. I almost said, there you go, Russell. You're proving me wrong, and you're finally going to say, hey, I'm going to donate some odd dollars to the black community because we need help. No, he was doing an advertisement for a credit card. Oh, yeah. Oh, isn't that so giving, folks, huh? Oh, you know what? That deserves a round of applause there. Yay. Give me a break. And you see, folks, this is my criticism of the black community. Now, the reason that no black elite, the reason that no black, well, no, hold on. I don't mean to be getting off track here. I just read chat room and somebody's saying, is this the Black Gossip Show, Ghost? No, I'm just trying to add an addendum of what I was getting to in the past previous programs, which those individuals, who happen to be leftist, agitators, were trying to say that I'm racist. And I'm not racist. I am just trying to have a civil debate that explains the contradictions within the black community, and that the black community needs to identify those contradictions and rectify them. And once those are rectified, that's when they can start saying, hey, you still think I'm, a certain class of individual. You think I'm, that's when they can cry racism. That's when they can, attempt to demand more than they want or more than they're trying to, with all due respect, the black people are still crying for reparations. They're crying for reparations, for heaven's sake. There's talk of this crap. So, and you see, obviously there's a couple of black individuals in here that are not really taking to what I'm telling them. And the reason they're not taking to what I'm telling them is because they have been pussy pampered with this idea that all they have to do is yell racism, and lo and behold, you're going to have everybody from the media to bureaucratic systems to corporate America bowing down to this garbage. And I'm simply stating that you can no longer do that any longer because you're trying to infect the race card into the realm of political debate, which is completely irresponsible, which is completely pathetic. And I'm saying that you can no longer say this idea of racism any longer. We have civil rights acts. We have hate crime bills. All right, no longer can anyone inflict any kind of violence or any kind of, physical harm to those based upon racial hatred or sexual orientation. All right, so don't sit here and give me this malarkey that, you're a racist. I'm sure I got a couple of hip-hop culture-induced brothers in here. And I see them in the chat room. They're like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? You racist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm listening to 50 Cent, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You nut! That's how it is. And you see, folks, that is what I've said on blogs. That's what I've said in previous programs. One needs to identify the internal contradictions. And once one identifies the internal contradictions, that's when one can sit here and have a rational debate about race relations. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it, all right? What really hurts my heart is to see the black community destroy itself. It's destroying itself because it believes that this rap and hip-hop culture is somehow correlated with them and their identity. This is what black people, or most of black America, is actually believing. I'm not talking about the old conservative black folk. I'm talking about the new generations. All right? They're identifying their social identity with this idealism of hip-hop and rap culture. Now, my point is that rap and hip-hop was directly funded and directly induced by Jewish and white society. Now, that within itself is an internal contradiction, black America. And my point is that until those black elitists, who are capitalizing off this, mind you, because they're not going to say anything about it, but until those black elitists realize and identify that internal contradiction, that the whole idea of rap and hip-hop culture, which is a staple in the black social identity, is a contradiction because black people didn't make it, black people didn't fund it, black people don't create the imagery and the gangsterism and the artwork and all the production and all that nonsense, all right? Black people didn't do that. It was these white and Jewish elitists that run liberal Hollywood. And you see, you black folks, with all due respect, you don't want to identify with that. You just want to sit here and think, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? That's how I roll. You know what I'm saying? I'm hood. You know what I'm saying? I'm so hood. I wear my pants below my waist, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm so hood. I mean, that's what it's. I'm not joking. I know there's a lot of people laughing in the room. There's a lot of individuals saying that I'm a racist and that I'm just, somehow, being hyper-sensationalist. But, folks, this is what I'm telling you, all right? You black people cannot, say racism any longer. You can't do it because these liberal elites that ran Hollywood and still run Hollywood, these individuals are the ones that funded this whole idea of rap and hip-hop culture. And what have what has this culture induced black people to do? What has the rap and hip-hop culture induced black people to do? It induced them to kill themselves. It induced them to take drugs and drug deal and become statistics within the penal system. Oh, yeah, it's produced single-parent families as the majority of the day. I mean, do you understand that the byproduct of this whole rap hip-hop movement has been the entire destruction of the black community? And this is what sucks, is that no black person will tell you this. It takes some, white, some white boy from Texas over here to say something, to the advantage of the black community. I mean, and I'm talking about the black community that are really thinking critical about this. I mean, you have been had by the liberal establishment. The liberal establishment runs Hollywood. They run the entertainment field. They're the ones that create the imagery. You want to know why you're sagging your pants below your waist? Because the white elitists and the Jewish elitists who run liberal Hollywood told you to do that. Because if you were in jail, you wouldn't have your pants below your waist. Because if you did, that would mean that your ass is open for business and you're looking for a husband. I kid you not, that's what it means in the penitentiary. So you think about it. I mean, was liberal Hollywood trying to be condescending in that regard? I mean, was liberal Hollywood trying to send a subliminal message, by saying, hey, look, I got an idea here, right? We're going to create this whole gangster rap crap, right? We're going to make these assholes, wear their hat to the side of their head, you know what I'm talking about? We're gonna, make them wear all these fucking baggy clothes over here. We're going to make them curse all over the place. You know what I mean? We're going to go out there. We're going to make them, pack guns in their drawers, and shoot themselves while doing it. You know what I'm talking about? And we're going to, hey, hold on. I got an idea. We'll make these assholes sag their pants below their ass. That's what we'll do. All right, I'll tell you what. You give this to Charlie, all right? And you tell him we're doing this tomorrow, right? I mean, just imagine that there was probably a board meeting. And you've got a whole generation of minorities, and not just black people, but minorities, sagging their pants below their waist because the hip-hop rap culture told them to do so. And yet I'm the racist, right? I'm the racist. I mean, all I'm saying is to the black community, identify your internal contradictions. And once you identify your internal contradictions, that's when you can sit here and spew off all this garbage that you want to spew off. Until then, let's stop with the race card bit, all right? So we got the Civil Rights Act. We got hate crime bills. If somebody's a racist, you just had tough titty. You just have to accept it, all right? I mean, just like I have to accept Def Comedy Jam, I have to accept cracker this and cracker that and pasty white thigh this and white people be funny and white people be smelling funny and all this crap. I got to accept that. So, in this free society of free thoughts and free ideas, we're going to have to bite the bullet on some of these things, all right? I mean, that's what we're going to do. Anyway, I want to hear from you folks. We're in the second hour of the True Conservative Radio program. 646-652-4869. We're talking a little bit about race relations. This is an addendum from several shows ago. I've been bombarded with emails since that show that I'm some sort of a grand dragon or something. I think that's just ridiculous. So I want to hear from you. Give me a call, 646-652-4869. We're going to go ahead and take a call here from the 502 area code. You're on the air. Hello, 502? Well, they hung up. Well, we're going to try somebody else. 1111, you're on the air. Hello, well, you see, here's what I'm saying, folks. You know, we got people here calling up the program with their hands up, and I'm hoping that, you know, some of these individuals will have some sort of intellectual curiosity or some sort of substance to contribute here to the commentary. But it never happens. You never find a liberal coming in here or calling me up in an attempt to try to provide substance to their liberal ideas, because it doesn't work. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and segue from what we were talking about. I'm in no way a racist. I know people are probably, look at these people are in the chat room are flapping their fat Dorito-stained fingers on the keyboard and claiming that I'm a racist, but I'm not a racist. I mean, I identify with black strife. I mean, I think it was horrible that we had an entire population in slavery. It doesn't. I read the autobiography of Malcolm X, and that was true black strife, and I feel sorry for it. I have empathy for it. I have compassion for it. But we are now in modern times. And no longer can we sit here and entertain or pussy pamper this idea of racism when it is illegal to inflict any violence upon anyone based on race. It is illegal to inflict violence upon anybody based on sexual orientation. We have the Civil Rights Act so that, you know, no one of any race can be looked upon as, a second-class citizen or an underclass of any sort. So I don't want to hear this malarkey. I really don't. All right? And I know that there's black people in here that are, you know, probably avid followers to the poverty pimps like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson that are sitting here saying, yeah, that brother racist. But I'm not racist, all right? So you can piss off with all that crap, because I'm trying to tell you, people within the black community, that you have been had. You have been bamboozled. You have been hoodwinked. You have been dumbfounded. And who has done that to you? Well, the liberal and feminist media that has distributed this idea of rap and hip-hop culture as some sort of social identity within the black community. And it is not. It is not a social identity. It is a created, manufactured plan, in my opinion, to have the liberals kill you. Indirectly, you're killing yourselves. I mean, just look at what it's induced you all to do. Look at what hip-hop and rap has induced those who listen to it to do. And now I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that because, you know, nobody is going to get anywhere. I mean, you got these imbeciles thinking that, you know, I'm a racist. And if you're going to think I'm a racist, well, that's your right to think so. That's America, all right? That's the beautiful part about it. You think I'm a racist? Fine. You can think I'm a racist. Fine, whatever. You can think all you want. That's America. We got freedom here. But I'm not a racist, so if you happen to say it, you're a goddamn liar. But anyway, folks, I want to go ahead and segue from the racial debate, and I want to talk about the poor in America. That's right, folks. I want to talk a little bit about the poor in America, and single mothers, and all the people that are collecting all these entitlements right now that are benefiting so greatly on this Barack Obama transition into quasi-communism and socialism, all right? I want to talk to these folks once again. Because I was in a chat room recently in one of these ridiculous chat communities. And I actually heard individuals getting on the microphone, and these were in political chat rooms. And mind you, I was trying to go into these political chat rooms in hopes of attempting to provide some sort of commentary and attempt to try to have some debate with those in the international community or in America. But, folks, I kid you not, folks, when I went into this chat room, there were actual people gloating, laughing. They were actually, happy in telling individuals that were in that chat room that, hey, I'm collecting unemployment. Hey, I'm collecting a housing voucher program. Hey, I'm collecting all these entitlements. So keep working, because you now work for us. That's right, folks. And as a matter of fact, from what I understand, I've done an extensive query on a variety of different search engines, but if you go and do a search on these entitlement recipients out here, they're gloating and jumping for joy about it. They're saying that the working man and the working woman in America works for them now. They're gloating at the fact, I've actually had a couple of bimbos, especially the single mothers. Let me tell you, single mothers do not like me, and I really don't like them. I think they're disgusting, despicable, salmon-smelling holes, if you want my personal opinion. But I have had actual single mothers call me up saying, "Hey, Ghost, go ahead, keep paying your taxes so you can keep paying for my 5 kids. Yay!" I kid you not, I've actually had dirty dish rag whore bimbos that called up this program and say, keep paying your taxes, Ghost. This is America, folks, and let me tell you, I am going to be the first to say this, all right? Now, we are in a weird, precarious time in American history, and I know I don't need to tell you that. But I find it rather disgusting that the middle class and the upper middle class and those that aren't, definitely in the wealth persuasion of the demographic of America. I'm talking about anybody with a job, anybody who's paying taxes. We are getting screwed, folks. I'm talking about anybody who has to pay property taxes, anybody who has to pay personal income taxes, anybody who has to pay business taxes, anybody who has to pay any kind of tax out of their pocket. I'm talking to you, folks. It's time for us to take a stand, goddammit. It's time for us to stop and let not only these dish rag whore single mothers, not only the poor in America and all these people collecting entitlements, but Wall Street and the bankers collecting big-time bonuses. We got to let all these people collecting entitlements know that we, and I'm talking about the American middle class, I'm talking about the American working woman, the American working man, we are not your slaves. Do you hear that, you single dish rag whore mother? We are not your slaves. Do you hear that, Wall Street? Do you hear that, bankers? The middle class and the upper middle class, the working man and the working woman, we are not your slaves. And I want you to get that through your thick skulls, especially all you stupid, despicable, disgusting, entitlement-ass clowns that are in here collecting all kinds of money. You're collecting thousands upon thousands of dollars each month on the American tax-paying dime, and it's not right, and it shouldn't go on for much longer. But, folks, if you are not going to participate, and I'm talking about you, the working man, you, the working woman, the middle class, the upper middle class, if you don't participate in this government, these moochers of society, these poor in America, these dish-rag single mothers who shit out 8, 9 kids in America, they're going to keep getting the thousands of dollars each month of your tax-paying money. They're going to continue to mooch off you. They're going to continue to laugh in your face. They're going to continue to say, yeah, you work for us now. And are you going to take it? Are you going to take it? You're busting your ass. You're working your tails off. Blood, sweat, tears. Hands are calloused. And you look at your check. And all those taxes are being taken out. They're being taken out without you even getting the damn opportunity to say, well, maybe I won't pay them right now. Maybe I'll pay them later. Or no, maybe I don't want to pay these right now because I don't agree with this crap. No! They're taken right out of your check, so they can feed these despicable, disgusting, disgrace of humanity out here. These supposed poor in America. I mean, there's nothing that makes me more pissed off in the damn world than hearing some stupid left-wing long-haired liberal or some feminist bulldyke talk about the poor in America. Like that's going to give their ridiculous idealism any kind of substance. And let me tell you something, folks. My ass bleeds for the poor in America. Oh, yeah, I really feel sorry for them, yeah. I mean, have you gone to a poor part of town within your region? I strongly advise you to go and cruise on by a supposed impoverished part of the country and take a look at how many fat people, how many fat, jelly-ass people, you know, cellulite dripping off their ears and it's dripping into their ass. And I mean, these people have probably not seen their private parts in about 20 years. I'm talking about fat, bloated, Haagen-Dazs-driven people, if you know what I'm talking about, folks. And count how many fat people are waddling their fat jelly asses up and down these supposed poverty-stricken areas of the country. And I ask you, like I've asked you before, do poor people get fat? Can poor people get fat? No! No, they can't! And how are they getting fat, folks? How are these poor people getting fat? They're getting fat based on your tax-paying dollars. They're getting fat based on my tax-paying dollars. And are you going to stand for it any longer, folks? Are you going to continue to be the slaves of losers of society? Huh? I'm just asking you, folks. I mean, think about that critically for a second. I mean, these are our tax-paying dollars, all right? This is our government, the people's government. But if the people fall asleep at the wheel, and the people don't do anything, and I mean anything to participate in this government, then we, right now, right here, present-day America is the very consequence of those actions, folks. And I don't know how much or how many times I have to say it, but we need you. And I'm talking about the middle class. I'm talking about the upper middle class. I'm talking about the individuals that are the working class in America. We need to participate in this government, because if not, you've seen it. You've seen what's happened, folks. I mean, corporate America has taken over this country. Corporate America has funded the campaigns of all these power-hungry autocrats in the Senate and Congress today. Corporate America has induced our government to allow corporate America to not only send the means of production to China and Taiwan and South America, but we gave them our tax-paying dollars to do it. That's right, folks. Right from underneath your noses, your politicians let and allowed the machines that manufacture the goods to be shipped out of America into communist China, into Taiwan, into India and South America, and they gave them tax breaks. They gave them tax cuts. They gave them tax initiatives to do it. And this is it, folks. This is our America. Now, what are we left with? What are the jobs that we have in America today? Nothing but service industry-based economy. I mean, this is just horrible, folks. And now you got liberals in office. You got a liberal regime that wants to tax the hell out of us. They want to tax us to death, folks. And we already have enough taxes. I mean, you can't be anything in this society without paying an astronomical amount of taxes. And I'm not just talking about your personal income tax. I'm not just talking about the Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security tax. I'm talking about property tax. I'm talking about taxes, you know, if you happen to have you have to pay for a fishing license to go fishing, or a hunting license to go hunting, or a concealed handgun permit. I mean, these are all taxation, folks. All these little, you know, bills from the state and the city, this is all taxation. I mean, if you want my personal opinion, what the modern-day law enforcement are doing is indirect taxation on the American people. I think it's disgusting that we have law enforcement officers that are supposed to be serving and protecting American people. Instead, they are abusing their authority by sitting here and issuing citations for seatbelts, for broken taillights, for ridiculous minor infractions that would not hurt anyone else in the world, but because the local jurisdiction has enacted a law against it, it's indirect taxation on the people. So once again, folks, when you call the cops and say that there's somebody breaking into your home and it takes them about 20 minutes to get there, yet you happen to have a broken tail light, or, you happen to have, your brake lights out, these idiots will be hiding behind a bush at 3 in the morning in some residential area somewhere to, pop out of there and give you a citation. All right? I mean, it's just disgusting. It's indirect taxation on the people, folks, and I'm against taxation. I'm against all this ridiculous garbage that's happening to our country, folks. And once again, for all you dish rag whore single mothers who are utilizing baby making as ways of making a living out here, you turn baby making into big business. I'm talking all you entitlement receivers. I'm talking all you ass clowns that are out here accepting the American taxpaying dollars and you're making a living off of it. You people better count your days, because your days are numbered. And I guarantee you that the middle class and the upper middle class is going to rise up at the ballot box. We're going to rise up at the polls, and we are going to say to all the entitlement receivers, to all the single whore mothers, to the poor in America, to Wall Street, to the bankers, and everyone else that is mooched off the middle and upper middle class, we are going to tell them that we are not your slaves. You understand that? And I don't really give a crap what happens to the poor in America. You see, I got people in the chat room saying, oh, well, what will happen to the poor in America? I don't really care. Do you understand? I don't really give two rats' asses. I mean, this country was based upon an individual type capitalist system. So one should be rewarded if they have put their individual prowess to get what they have received. But instead, folks, we are basing our society, we're basing our rationing of jobs based upon need. Based upon need, folks. We're not giving jobs out here based upon one's qualifications, based upon one's education. I mean, one of the first things that, from what I understand, that corporate America and a lot of these human resource people are asking potential employees is if you have a family. That's one of the first things they ask you. Hey, do you have a family? Do you have this? Because they know if you have a family that they can squeeze the living bejesus out of you when it comes to wages, when it comes to working overtime, and that sort of thing. So it's really disgusting, folks, that we've got the middle class and the upper middle class turning into the peasantry, because we have dropped our eye off the ball and we are not demanding from these ridiculous power-hungry autocrats in Washington who have sold out the American people. We are not telling these people that we are not their slaves, and we need to get that through our head. And I'm talking about anybody with a job. I don't care if you're cleaning enema bags for a living. You understand that? I don't care if you clean the damn, nut stains off of the damn porno viewing room theater. I don't care what you do for a living. If you're getting paid to do it, then you are who I'm talking about, all right? You are the person that I'm speaking of. If you're not collecting any entitlements, you are the individual that should be most upset about all the things that have transpired in America today. You should be the most upset because you are the one that's paying the most. All right? You're the one who's paying for these single dish rag whore mothers that are out here hopping from penis to penis to penis and sitting out here shitting out 5 or 6, 7, 8 different kids from 5 or 6, 7 or 8 different fathers out here. Why do you think they're doing it? Because they can. Do you understand that? Because they can, because they know that we have an entitlement system. And folks, once again, for all you ass clowns that are in the chat room saying that's a bunch of BS, by all means, go to episode number 117 of the True Conservative Radio program. I outline all the federal programs that these bimbos can qualify for, and they can get up to $8,500 a month in government subsidies if they happen to be some dish rag whore who shitted out 8 kids. Huh? Great. Welcome to America, and this is your tax-paying dollars. Huh? This is your tax-paying dollars, folks, huh? Well, what do we have to say for that, by the way? Ooh. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you know, and that's to all you damn single mothers out there that, and I can see in the chat room that there's a couple of disgruntled whore mothers that are pissed at me because basically I'm slapping their dumb asses back into reality. You know, and I had this discussion in the last program, but I'm going to go ahead and go on a little bit of rant on it and give it a little bit of addendum on this as well. You see, what women of America need to understand is because they can't cry this idea that they are subjugated in society. It's the same with the black folk, all right? Women can't sit here and say, oh, I'm subjugated in society. I have no control of my body. You can't say that any longer, okay? All right, I mean, you dumbass feminists, you burned your bras, you went out there and said, hey, I want to be a slut bag, and I'm proud of it. You started muff diving, you started doing all this crap, and now that you have to suffer the repercussions of being such a sexually promiscuous slut bag, which is what the feminist notion is. I mean, that's what feminism is. I mean, you know, woman liberation is equated to some woman hopping from cock to cock to cock. Woman liberation is equated to some woman having about 6 or 7 different kids from 6 or 7 different fathers. That's woman liberation. It's woman liberation to have 7 or 8 different divorces. I mean, this is what the feminist movement has implemented upon our society out here. Now, what really it really makes me laugh when I hear these whore mothers, especially in my chat room. They sit here and they say, oh, well, what about the fathers? What about the fathers? Well, first and foremost, we have child support, and if you happen to have a deadbeat dad, well, that's your problem, you stupid dumb broad, all right? Because you see, folks, and we alluded to this in the last program, in Afghanistan, which is a place where our men and women of uniform are dying by the masses for the sake of propping up some makeshift supposed democratized government, even though the Taliban is running roughshod out there, and the Taliban is implementing their rule of law out there, truth be told. You know that if you are a woman and you get raped, you get executed, all right? And this is where our men and women are going and fighting for. They're fighting for this idealism, okay? And now let's turn it over to American women. Now, are the feminists and the American women on this continent, are they worried about their fellow woman in Afghanistan who's, you know, being executed for being raped, who's being billy clubbed in the middle of the street for showing a little foot in that stupid burqa? Yeah, you know, they showed off a little foot and they're getting billy clubbed in the middle of the street wearing that ridiculous beekeeper suit. I mean, you don't hear the feminists, you don't hear the women talking about that in this country. You don't hear that. No, but you'll hear, oh, the mothers need more money. The single mothers need more entitlements. The single mothers need this. And shut your stupid mouth! And shut your stupid legs while you're at it! I don't want to hear this garbage about, oh, what about the fathers? Do you understand in America we have something called rape? And a man can be prosecuted and be thrown in jail for a long period of time if a man unwillingly penetrates a woman. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. We should have rape. And thank God for it. But doesn't that tell you something, that it's the woman's responsibility to allow a man? I mean, she has the final say-so, okay? I mean, she is the one that has to be convinced to lie down and drop trow and, you know, spread eagle, you know? And you see, we live in a day and age where the feminists And the women of our society, they don't want to face up to those responsibilities. They want to blame it on somebody else. That's right. They want to blame it on somebody else. It was my mama's fault. It's my daddy's fault. It's society's fault. It's garbage. It's utter garbage. So I don't want to hear this crap, all right? I really don't. I'm sick and tired of, these single mothers and these, dumbasses in here saying that I'm so, such a bad man because I don't give a crap about giving entitlements to women who have turned baby making into big business, all right? I don't give a crap, all right? I really don't give a crap. I'm sick and tired of seeing these damn mothers, all right? These damn mothers going in, especially, South Texas regions. If you go in any of them damn shopping centers or a grocery store, these bimbos are, walking in with their 8 kids. They're getting steaks. They're getting T-bones. They're getting the best foods out there. The best junk food money can buy. And what do they pull out? They pull out the food card. That's right. They pull out the food card. Or out here they have something called a WIC card. And you can qualify for both programs if you're a dish rag whore mother, huh? Yeah, you can qualify for both programs, right? And so, for all these women in this chat room, like Love Charm and Desert Rose, that are really not having a good time in here because I'm basically yanking their damn feminist idealism out on the debating table, and they don't really want to talk about it or they don't want to hear it. Obviously, you're having a hard time in life. Obviously, the economic times are here hitting you, and you're just trying to, vent your anger and vent your frustration, all right? And you're trying to vent it at me, but, what you should be doing is venting it at yourself. Because the reason that you're single dish rag whore mothers is because you allowed a man to penetrate your body, and lo and behold, you got pregnant. And you see, in our liberal system, the feminists enacted this genocidal idea called abortion. And because you didn't want to take the option that your feminist little whore bags got for you, you don't want to take the abortion, idea, you had decided, I'm going to go ahead and shit out the kid, even though I don't have any means of sustenance, I don't have any kind of, way of supporting myself or whatever, all right? Whatever. I don't know your situation. I don't know you. I don't care. But you're sitting here and criticizing me because I'm yanking you dumb single mothers out of the closet, all right? Maybe you should be a little bit more, I don't know, maybe you should be a little bit more classy. Maybe you shouldn't spread your legs to anybody who looks good in a leather jacket, huh? Maybe you shouldn't be so free with the poo-nanny. I'm just trying to say, how is that so hard? Why is that so hard for women to do nowadays? It'll be a great day in American history when these damn women that are collecting all these entitlements, all right? And I'm talking about anybody who's collected an entitlement for a business, anybody who's collected an entitlement for maintaining sustenance, anybody who's collected an entitlement for a big-time bonus, anybody. It's going to be a great day when you people have to pay them back. And I understand that we just can't cut these dish rag whores off, They're going to be out there in the cold with about 20 kids, and, that's just inhumane. We can't do that, all right? We can't do that. So what I'm saying is, why don't we put these dish rag whores to work? Since they're collecting $8,500 on the taxpayer, why don't we have them clean up the damn graffiti? Why don't we have them cleaning up the road apples, the manure that the damn horses leave behind during parades? Why don't we have them cleaning up the shit stalls at, local festivals and that sort of thing? This is what I'm talking about. Why don't we, force these women that are out here turning baby making into big business? Why are we not forcing these women to go out and work for this crap? All right, you want to go out and you want to, You want to go ahead and, allow some idiot to penetrate you because, he looks good in a leather jacket or because he looks cute in a uniform or something of that nature. Well, either you as an individual have to pay the price for that decision, because life is about decisions, folks. I know nobody wants to take personal responsibility for the decisions any longer, but that's what life's about. It's about decisions, you ass clown. All right? And if you as a woman, you allowed some moron to penetrate your body, he wasn't wearing protection, you didn't take the morning after pill, you didn't have the sponge in your twat, or, whatever it is, whatever prophylactic, there is out there, because you didn't do that, now we, as the American taxpayer, have to pay for your child because, because why? I don't understand why. So I'm saying if we're going to have to pay for it, why don't we get some labor out of these dumb, dirty dish rag whores that we see on Maury Povich every day? Why don't we get some labor out of these dirty dish rag whores who sit on their fat jelly asses getting cottage cheese ass, watching, court shows and all this other malarkey? This is what I'm talking about, all right? This is what I'm saying. And you see, because, these women out here who are obviously not self-respecting, who obviously embrace the octomom mentality, who obviously have had multiple divorces, I'm just speculating, but I'm assuming just by the banter and the fervor of their rhetoric, these are the individuals that don't want to hear reality in their face. I mean, this is what America has turned into. We don't want to take responsibility for our own actions, for our own decisions. And that's what this show's about, folks. It's about, hey, if you don't like what I'm saying, obviously you made that mistake. And if you made that mistake, instead of sitting here, flapping your fat Dorito-stained fingers on the keyboard thinking that you're being some kind of text chat warrior, why don't you analyze the commentary and try to do what you have to do to rectify that internal contradiction within yourself? I mean, is that hard to do? But no, Americans don't want to do that. They want to blame somebody else, it was my mama's fault. It's her fault. It's his fault. It's their fault. It's environment's fault. It's education's fault. It's your fault, you ass clown. All right? So for all you single mothers out there, you're not gonna get any sympathy from me. All right? I'm sorry. All right? I really, who I care about the most? The American working woman who, yeah, okay, so what? She was a whore, so she shitted out a kid or two. But she's not collecting any entitlements. She's going out there and working 2 jobs and busting her ass. All right? That's who I feel sorry for. Yeah, that's who I feel sorry for. I don't feel sorry for these dish rag whores that are out here with 10 kids collecting my tax-paying dollars. I don't want to pay for these scumbags. I don't want to pay for them anymore. I care about the American working person. That's who I give a crap about. I don't really give a crap about these women out here who have trivialized life. Don't you understand that? You women have trivialized life. And I'm not talking about all of you women. But a group is defined by its majority, folks. Always remember that. And the majority of these women, and if you look at pop culture, and if you look at the news, and you look at the social landscape of America, single-parent families are the majority of the day. You've got shows like Desperate Housewives. You've got shows like Sex and the City. And they go out and treat sexual intercourse as such a casual affair. And then these bimbos wonder why they end up pregnant and they have all these children. Aww. I mean, give me a break. All right? You get no sympathy from me. I mean, grow the hell up. Stop being a loosey slut bag, and maybe you wouldn't be impregnated, you stupid, filthy, disgusting sluts. I mean, have you ever thought about that? Haven't you ever thought about just closing your legs and, having some sort of integrity for yourself? But no, you don't want to think about that. Welcome to America, folks. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I'm going to be blogging here this evening. I'll probably be blogging about these single dish rag whore mothers, but who the hell knows? Bookmark the blog, ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. Also, follow me on Twitter, folks. It's the best way to figure out when I'm going to have a live broadcast. So, twitter.com/ghostpolitics. Now, we have a little over 20 minutes left in the program, folks, and what I want to discuss here I know I got off on a tirade about these dumb dish rag whore mothers. And before I get off this mother kick, I'd like every woman to look up one of the greatest women of all time that has been underrated, that, has been trashed by the left, but through it all, no matter, withstanding the propaganda, withstanding the assaults, this woman stood tall amongst them all during the most prime time of feminism, during the peak of hippieism. And that woman is none other than Phyllis Schlafly. That's right, Phyllis Schlafly. So for all you dish rag whore slut mothers who shit out 8 kids, look up Phyllis Schlafly and read her works. Read her articles. And maybe you'll get an ounce of integrity. Maybe you'll get a hairline full of moral integrity or some sort of moral principle, something. Because right now, you dirty dish rag whores are embracing whoredom. You're embracing Slutsville. I mean, with all due respect to the majority of women in this country, most of you women will chew on some guy's meat bag if he promises to pay your rent next month. And I'm not joking! I mean, you'll suck the dick snot out of some loser's beanbag if he promises you to, take you on a $1,000 shopping spree. I mean, this is modern-day prostitution. And that's the foundation of American feminism, folks, and you people need to understand that. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off that idea. But once again, I want everyone to realize that we, as American people, we are being bamboozled. And we are being hypnotized by propaganda. The poor in America, the single dish rag whore mothers in America, and all the people that are collecting entitlements in America. These individuals are taking us down. They're taking America down on the Titanic. And I ask you, what are you going to do? Are you just going to sit there and go down with the ship? Or are you going to try to steer this thing into a right direction? Are you going to try to steer this thing on an island somewhere so we can fix the problems that have destroyed the very foundation of this country? Are you going to sit on the sidelines or get on the front lines? Because the front lines are right outside your damn door. Every time you walk outside, every time you intermingle with the American people, those are the front lines of America. When we socially accept single-parent families as the majority of the day, when we socially accept idealism like, oh, look who it is. It's a poor person. Oh, let me go ahead and give them an entitlement, and let me give them this, and let's give them free housing, and let's do this, and let's do that. We need to show empathy and sympathy towards the right people. And that empathy and sympathy should be directed towards those that are working in America. And I don't care how you're working. I don't care who you're working for. I don't care what you're doing for a damn living. If you are making a paycheck doing it and are not collecting from the American entitlement system, I'm talking about you, my friend. I'm talking about you. So why don't you use the integrity that you have by going up and getting up every morning or every evening and going to work every day when you either hate your job or you're tired, you're sick, whatever the case might be. You get up off your ass, you go to work, all right? You go to work, and lo and behold, you're taxed out of your money because you have to pay for these losers on welfare and subsidized housing. I mean, did you know, folks, that idiots in America, like poor morons and single whore mothers, can get free cell phone service thanks to the American taxpayer? I mean, do you understand that, these mothers out here can live, they could shit out 8 kids and get a housing voucher for $2,500 a month and live right next door to you? They can live right next door to you, all right? I mean, it's what it is. And, we got some people talking about death in the military. You're exactly right, all right? Death in the military, we're sending our kids, and these individuals are sending their kids to Iraq, to Afghanistan, and they are propping up governments that are infringing upon everything that we stand for. I mean, did you hear Obama the other day? He talked about how the Taliban is no longer a factor in their military strategy, that it's only about Al-Qaeda. So why the hell did we go into Afghanistan if we are going to legitimize the Taliban rule? And Taliban, folks, subjugates all their women population to subhuman levels. But the American woman in America doesn't give a crap about that. The American woman in America gives a crap about, oh, if she can get another $10,000 a month shitting out more kids. That's what the American woman cares about. You know, the American woman doesn't care about her fellow woman in Afghanistan who's being executed if she gets raped. They're not caring about her fellow woman in Afghanistan who's getting billy clubbed because she showed off a little foot in her damn burqa beekeeper suit. No. Instead, you're having the American woman come into my chat room, all right? You're having the American woman come into my chat room and try to take up for all these dish rag whores who are getting fat off the American taxpaying dollar and who are basically just shitting out kids and trivializing the whole idea of life because we have a liberal entitlement system that embraces such a notion. You know, I hate to rehash this old story, but I keep telling it because I want to show you the lack of compassion that most of these women who have all these children, the lack of compassion they have for their own children. Last year during May or late May sometime, oh, it's still this year, but last May I should say, during the whole swine flu epidemic, once swine flu first hit the airwaves out here, it first made its way right here through Texas. And, you know, so many kids got it at this one school district. I forgot what the school district where it was. I think it was Selma or Cibolo, one of those counties out there. And they shut down the whole district, right? They shut down the whole damn school district because of the swine flu epidemic. And once they shut down the whole school district for a whole week, you actually had these dish rag whore mothers get on the television set in local media outlets out here in Texas. And they got on the damn TV and said, well, I don't know how I'm going to take care of my kid. You know, my kids depend on the free breakfast and the free lunch that the school provides for my kids. Now I got to take money out of my pocket so I can feed my kids. I kid you not, folks. That was an actual news report out here in Texas. You actually have a dish rag whore mothers during the time of the swine flu epidemic when they closed all those schools in Texas. You actually had dish rag whore mothers bitching that they had to come out their own pockets to feed their own children. So what does that tell you, folks? That tells you that even if they are getting the $700 or $800 a month in a food card, and, you know, $700 to $800 a month in welfare, and, you know, all this money that the government is giving them, it's not going to the children, because the children can get free lunch and free breakfast from the school. And you know that they have extended free lunch and breakfast into the summer so that, you know, these dish rag whores can dump their kids off during the summer so they can eat a free breakfast and free lunch and, you know, just kind of gather around the school and shoot some, I don't know, shoot some basketball or play hopscotch or whatever these kids do out here. That's right, they extended free lunch and free breakfast into the summer, folks. So this is how these dish rag whores are feeding their children. These children they're not getting sufficiently fed. I mean, if you look at any of these women who have shitted out 4, 5, 6, 8 kids, whatever it is, take a look at how many of them have their nails done, huh? And their hair did. Take a look at how many of them have a Coach purse or a Dolce & Gabbana purse. And ask yourself, how the hell did they get that? Well, they got that on your dime. They got that on your dime, folks. And are you going to take it? Are you going to sit there and accept this? Are you going to allow feminist propaganda and liberal propaganda to romanticize your mind into believing that a certain sect of our population has it so bad that they need all these entitlements to get by? I think not, folks. I think not. And I'm not going to accept this any longer. I'm not going to sit here. I've been here for 3 years telling everybody we shouldn't accept it. I mean, the middle class and the upper middle class and the working man and the working woman need to go out there and protest. They need to go out there and unelect these power-hungry autocrats in Washington. They need to expose the contradictions so obviously that even the most dumbest simpleton couldn't deny it and has to acknowledge it and has to accept it. We need to do these things because this government was made by the people and for the people. But if the people fall asleep at the goddamn wheel, then this is the outcome that we're going to get, and it makes me sick. Piece of crap! Do you understand that? It's you, man! You got to get your asses off the sidelines and into the front lines. And I'm talking about all the working class. I'm talking about all the middle class. I'm talking about the upper middle class. Before long, you are going to cease to exist. You're going to cease to exist because there is no economic opportunity for you to maintain your sustenance, for you to maintain your materialism, because you're going to be taxed to death. You're going to be bled dry by paying for all these ambitious, ridiculous programs that these damn liberals have implemented upon us. And the middle class and the working class and the upper middle class benefit nothing. They benefit nothing from this transition. They are the ones being milked dry in this transition. Meanwhile, we got Wall Street bankers giving themselves millions of dollars in bonuses. We got Wall Street bankers and Wall Street executives and all these idiots making all kinds of money on the tax-paying dollar. Why? Well, because they were politically active, folks. The Wall Street bankers were the ones giving to the campaign contributions to all your politicians. They were the ones participating in this system while you weren't doing anything. And now we found ourselves into a little bit of a pickle here. We find ourselves in a little bit of a pickle. And the only thing we can do about it is to spread the word about freedom and liberty, to spread the word about the constitutional republic, to spread the word about individual capitalism, and understand that we can no longer idealize or sympathize or empathize with the collective. Leftist collectivism is the root of the destruction of mankind. It is the root destruction of industrial and technological innovation. And the sooner you people realize that, the better off America's going to be. But if you're going to sit there with your hand out, if you're going to sit there and want and willingly accept a government entitlement, well, then you are perpetuating communism on American soil. You are permitting and endorsing and embracing an idealism that American soldiers died fighting against. Don't you understand that, you stupid materialistic piece of crap? Don't you understand, folks, that without your participation, and I'm talking about true intellectual participation, not this teabagger crap, not this idealism of listening to talking heads on the television and going out and basing your whole political principles on what they say. You have to educate yourself. You've got the internet at your fingertips. You can find any question you can have answered on a few clicks, on a couple of taps on a keyboard. So don't be lazy, folks. Educate yourself on this crap. This is our system, damn it! Our forefathers left this country to us, to the working man, to the working woman. The ones who want to preserve the Constitution. Don't you feel me? Don't you understand me? Don't you feel my fury? Through these fiber-optically connected ideas, the fiber-optically connected world we call the Internet? God damn it, man! I mean, aren't you hearing me out there? This is America! Are you going to fight for your freedom? Or are you going to continue to be slaves? Are you going to continue to be slaves for the poor in America? Are you going to continue to be slaves for the single whore women shitting out 8 children? Are you going to continue to be slaves for those that are collecting entitlements. I'll tell you this much, I'm not going to be a slave, and I'm not going to go quietly in that good night, and I hope you get inspired to go out there and participate in this government, because this government is yours. You have the power, but if you're going to sit back and be complacent, you're not going to have any power, and you're going to be nullified, and you're going to have the losers of this society overtake the power, just as if we've seen right now. Don't you hear me, damn it? Go out there and participate! Go out there and participate! Go out there and participate, damn it! Before it's too late! Before this government has fallen! Before the people have fallen into bondage! Before we transition into communism! Do something! Do something, goddammit! Why don't you do something, you piece of crap? And I know there's a lot of people out there that are saying, Ghost, calm down. Ghost, chill out. But I can't chill out. I can't calm down. And you know what? If I have a damn coronary, if I have a damn heart attack, I don't care. I don't care. I hope that you people that are out there that care about this country have some synapses sparked in your brain, and you realize that you have to participate in this goddamn government, that you're going to participate in this goddamn system. Anyway, folks, I don't know how clear that I can get it. I don't know how clear that I can tell you that you people need to understand that the only way that this government is going to be able to continue, the only way that this American people are going to continue is if we participate in this government. And I know I have a bunch of leftist jackasses playing with their pecker shafts in the chat room, sitting there flapping their fat sausages of fingers on the keyboard, trying to criticize yours truly. You know, you got a bunch of leftist liberals, and you got a bunch of feminist bulldykes. I think you got a couple of dumbass Alex Jones worshipers. But you know what, folks? You're not going to bring me down. You're not going to bring me down, because the folks that listen to me on a consistent basis, whether live or in the archive, know that I tell the truth. They know that I care about this country. They know that I'm a true patriot, and the only thing that I want to see is individual American capitalism, free market enterprise, and the constitutional republic to continue its continuity. That's what I want, and that's what any true American patriot should want. And if you don't want that, then you should stick a damn Kentucky Fried Chicken grease thumb up your ass, you stupid, treasonous bastard. Anyway, folks, we got 3 minutes left in the program. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Please bookmark the blog at ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. Once again, you want to know when I'm going to conduct a live broadcast, remember to follow me on Twitter, and that's twitter.com/ghostpolitics. All one word, no underscores. And once again, folks, the official website of the True Conservative Radio program is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. So, folks, please remember, you know, everything that I do on this program is done on a grassroots level. You know, I know that I said that I was going to, you know, go out and make big websites and, you know, do all this malarkey, but you know what, folks? The only way that a true movement, a true conservative principle, a true idealism can come about is through an organic form, an organic grassroots type of campaign. And that's why I urge you, folks, I extend my hand to you, please spread the link like wildfire. Tell everybody you know about the True Conservative Radio program, and tell them that unless you're some dumbass little left-wing liberal asshole or some feminist bulldyke, you're going to understand that true patriotism and true conservative commentary is being conducted on this program. So spread the link like wildfire. Go out there, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And you tell these liberal pieces of crap, if they want a piece of me, come and get some, you piece of crap! Anyway, I'm not going to take any more of this pussification of America any longer, and you shouldn't either. Get your fat asses off the sidelines into the front lines. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in with me. If you happen to be listening in, please patronize any of the sponsors that happen to be advertising on the Ghost blog, because they have real cojones, considering you got every feminist bull dyke, every leftist fruity ass, and every other moron that's offended by me trying to take me off the air, trying to write the sponsors of the True Conservative Radio program, thinking that they're going to hurt me or some crap. And they are sadly mistaken. So please, folks, go to the blog, ghostpolitics.blogspot.com, and check out some of the sponsors out there. It's a freaking click, you cheap, fat, jelly-ass bastard, so help us out and support the True Conservative Radio program, ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. And once again, folks, the official website of the True Conservative Radio program, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. I don't know when I'm going to conduct another broadcast, so follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/ghostpolitics, to figure out when I'm going to conduct another sporadic broadcast. Until then, folks, I will not go quietly in that good night. We are not your slaves. Long live the True Conservative movement, and death to feminism.
Buy a smartphone with GoPhone and get one free when you activate required lines of service and both devices on a qualifying rate plan with a $45 refill. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Offer ends May 31st, 2016. Valid on select phones at AT&T company-owned stores, which require new line of service on purchased phone, and participating authorized retail stores, which require new lines of service on both. Both phones require minimum $45 per month rate plan and $45 refill at time of sale in same transaction. Free phone must be equal or lesser value. See store for details.